Hello everyone, this is Grandmaster Var Akobian with 1000 GM and welcome to the commentary of this very exciting Bay Area GM and IM norm tournament. So there are two tournaments, one for a GM norm and one for the IM norm. And we're going to take a look at the games from the round number 2 here. We already have one result. Titas Stramavicius already drew against Emilio Cordova. And this was a short Grandmaster draw. As you know, Grandmasters are not they're not fighting for the GM norms, they're fighting just to get a result. So, and try to play against the other players. So this was a famous repetition. This was a famous repetition in the Dragon. So very interesting. So now what we have here is we're gonna move on to the next game here, which is the game between Vladimir Belos, one of the top players in this event, and he's facing Max Gedaljevic. Okay, so yesterday we had very interesting results in the GM section. We had 4 draws and only one win by Harshit Kanuk. With the black pieces, he won against Josiah Stearman. So now we're going to take a look and to see how he will do in this. It's an important victory for Kunka. And let's see here if he can do well today as well. Let's take a look at this game here. So this is a matchup of Belos Gedaljevic. So we have little Catalan Reti set up here, and he immediately hits him with c4. He wants to weaken the d5 square, and now he takes. Queen goes on a4, check. He is trying to pick up the pawn. Knight c6. Queen takes c4. e5 by Gedaljevic, and now he wants to play the knight g7 to get that development. If black can manage castle, put the bishop on e6. This is sort of what he wants to do. Castle, bishop e6, queen d7. He will be quite happy here, in my opinion. Something like bishop e6, queen here, maybe even h6. So the reason we play h6 here, guys, so we're not going to be bothered by the move knight g5, okay? We simply don't want to be bothered by that move. And that's the reason why we play the move h6. It's a preventing move. It's a prophylactic move here to prevent opponent from coming in. So let's go back here to the game. So this is the current situation here. Both players are thinking. So we're going to see how it will go here. Again, the round has just started. We're 30 minutes into the round. And again, a lot of these players are fighting for those GM and IM norms that are on the line. This one we already discussed. Stramavicius drew against Cordova, 2 GMs, and this is another interesting matchup. FM Samruk against FM Hyman. Let's take a look. e4, c5. We have a Sicilian defense, d6, and we have the bishop b5 check, trying to avoid the complications here with the move d4. So trying to steer away to more quiet positions. Now castles, a6, bishop d3, knight gf6, rook e1, b5, c4 here, trying to fight for the center. Knight goes on e5, takes, and now bishop f1. Bishop f1 to try to control, because the bishop was actually hanging here, so bishop f1 comes in here to keep the pressure on b5. So we'll see how it will develop here after bishop f1. So perhaps black will probably play b4 here because cb is a serious threat. You could not take here immediately, because if you had taken here you would lose your bishop, so that's not a possibility. So that's why now b4 will be played, and I'm not quite sure what is the setup here. So perhaps a3, but e6, took, bishop d7, and maybe queen a5, because white is hoping to get e3, bishop d3, knight bd2 setup going. So that's what he's trying to do here. So the idea to try to get the pieces out. So let's say takes, rook takes, let's say bishop e7, and now just simply b3, d3 I like, some bishop e3, knight d2, and just get the development. Now e5 pawn is saying. So I like this for white. I think white has a small but a little bit more pleasant position to play. The next is the winner, Harshit against Ostrovsky. Harshit Kunka versus Alex Ostrovsky. And now we have a Caro-Kann, okay? So we have this position. Bishop f5, knight g3. Now h5, putting pressure. Bishop goes on h7. Bishop d3, trying to trade pieces off. And after the exchange occurs, e6. Bishop d2, knight gf6. This is a famous position, and here I like this aggressive approach by Harshid here. He's trying to put the knight on e4 to get ready to play the g4 break. c5 is played, and most likely now we're gonna see the move g4 here played by Harshid, trying to attack Ostrovsky here with g4. And if you take, it leads to a very, very complicated lines, you know. But basically you want to try to use the g file for attacking purposes. You can't do it immediately. You can't do it immediately because now you're going to run into the move f5. So that's why it's going to be a little bit of problem there. But so let's see here. g4, of course, it's an attacking idea, but I think queen e2 could be an option too. Yeah, so let's move on to the round 2 here. Yeah, so that's the current position here. And we're gonna be conducting also interviews, guys. We're gonna have the winners, you know, come for an interview. We'll do some interviews with them, and make sure you get to know some of these participants a little bit better, okay? So once we have that, so let's take a look now. Let's move on to the round 2. And we also have the IM section as well. So far we have a draw in round number 2 between two grandmasters, Stramavicius and Kozdova. Okay. Let's go back and see if we can find the games of the IM section tournament. And round 2 we have, we have the game here for the IM section, and this is Joshua Sheng, Grandmaster Joshua Sheng is playing against Mike Zalozny. Okay, so IM section was really brutal, guys. There were lots of decisive games in the IM section. Okay, so let's see here. So we start out with g3, e5, c4, knight f3, queen a5. Wow, this is an interesting approach by Zalozny. You would think that he would play knight f6 here first to prepare and then push that, but even here, bishop g2, e4. And now what Joshua is trying to do, he's trying to play the move here, d4, and immediately put that bishop on f4. That is what Joshua is trying to do, to play the move d4 and then put a bishop on f4 to attack the queen. Yeah, d4, and the bishop comes to f4. Queen h5, c6, now knight d6. Yeah, no, this is going to be a really nice position. Bishop on d6 is covering this. So yeah, I like this for Joshua, so I think he's got a nice advantage here. In our board 2 we have Zoe Tang playing against Basseroun Erden. Basseroun won his game, and here we have a Queen's Gambit declined opening, guys. It's a Queen's Gambit declined, so let's see here. Take, c6, And now we go for this pawn with usually they put a queen on c2 here to prepare the e4 break. You have to make sure you don't rush, but then you go queen c2 and e4, and then you make the break in this position. So playable position. I have lots of experience playing these positions, and we're gonna have interviews from these players as well, the players who won yesterday. So and you will see those interviews as well, guys, a little bit later on today, with the winners from the IM Norm tournament. Since we had 5, we had a fantastic, I mean, fighting round, you know, with all decisive games. On the board 3 we have Kyron Griffith playing against Austin May, and Austin May chooses knight c6 here. Kind of an irregular opening he is choosing to play. So now we have d4 coming in, d5, knight c3, d takes c4, d5, trying to attack the center, you know, with this, and now attacking the knight, queen d4, queen takes e4, queen a4 check, bishop there, bishop b5, bishop b5, trying to trade the bishops. And I would consider the move a6 here, but Austin is not doing that. I would think maybe something like this. Take back with the knight should be quite reasonable, you know, to play something like this. But he went e6, takes, and just he says, I'm okay playing this position with the pawn on e6. Okay, the pawn on e6 fixed. Then he wants to go bishop d6, and then he wants to go castle. Okay, and now bishop goes on d6 to create some pressure. So slightly better, I would say it's a slightly better position here for white because of the weakness. Okay, absolutely. And now bishop goes on d6 and castle, and just going to be a very if we give those two moves, black is going to be fine, but I think white is going to go knight f3 perhaps. Say bishop d6, castles, a6, and we will reach an endgame like this where, okay, white is a little bit better because of the weakness on e6, but it's not so easy to, you know, capitalize on it. Okay, this guy goes here and the king on c8. Next we have another player, Yim, who also played in the Los Angeles tournament against Odandu Gambold. Experience IM Odandu. Odandu is a very sharp tactical player, so he goes for this a little bit unorthodox line. But Yim is a very good player, very solid. Knight c3. Yeah, it looks like black is struggling with the development here. Yeah, I gotta say I like how white is playing this game. Now I would see the move b3 played by Yim, and then switch everything here, bishop c3, trade bishops, and then this e6 pawn is gonna be really weak forever, guys. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. So let's take a look. Yeah, so this is an advantage I give to Yim, and if Yim wins this, guys, he's gonna be 2 out of 2. Okay, that is a perfect position that Yim wants to be on. Okay, to try to secure the norm. And then we have Alexander Hyman playing with the white pieces against Chavit. Chavit is a player from, I think, Thailand. So let's take a look. It was a Caro-Kann. Very aggressive line by white. And e6. Sacrificing a pawn. I've seen this idea before, play with the queens on the board. But without the queens, it's a little bit different. Takes. Knight h6, knight b5, knight goes on d4, and now e6 is under attack, and yeah, that's a problem. e6 is under attack and wants to play perhaps maybe even short castle or long castle. Both moves are possible, and then play rook a1 and put direct pressure on e6. Okay. Like this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice advantage here for Alexander Hyman. He's coming off a loss in the first round against top seed Joshua Sheng. Joshua is a higher ranked player, more than 100 points. So he's 24.76, and the next highest ranked player is Griffin. So Griffith is 23.50. So Joshua is expected to do really well in this tournament and gain, probably gain a lot of wins. All right, so looks like we went around the horn here, guys. We have all games are fighting, all games are remaining. So we're gonna switch back to the GM section here to see how this GM section is gonna. Let's see here. Somehow I'm having some trouble with the GM section game. These are the games from yesterday. Yeah, these are the games from certainly from yesterday. I don't know. Where the round 2 games are. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's where we are, guys. We have some interesting matchups. So we're gonna take a look in that. We'll take a short break here, guys. A few minute break here until we get the games from the GM section. I will check in with the production to see if we can get the round 2 games going as well. Okay. All right. I'll be back shortly, guys. See you soon. Alright guys, we are back after the break, and looks like we have the round 2 games now for the GM section, so let's take a look. Let's see here. Alright, I will be looking at the chat as well, so you can ask me some questions in the chat. Okay, so alright, we have some moves here. Let's see. This is the game this is the game. Okay. Something is a little glitchy, guys. This is the game Belarus against Gidaljevic. Yeah, h6 was played. Yeah, now black is doing really well here. So I'm not sure what is Belarus trying to do. Bishop e6 is gonna be played. Queen c1 played f5, attacking this knight. Knight goes, king goes on h7. Oh, but this is great. Black is making some progress now. Yeah, and there's some diagonal pressure here, but I don't think there's too much gonna come out of this. So yeah, this is this is definitely a nice position here, I have to say, for Gidaljevic. Okay, then we have Namruk game against Hyman here. So bishop f1, bishop g4 was played, attacking the queen, and now b4 came up. Bishop d7 back by Hyman, and now this f4 move might be an interesting option to try to put some pressure here. So let's say if you castle, perhaps takes, and f4. The point is, if you take, there is an e5 move. Knight f3, putting pressure. Take, I go e5, there is a fork. So yeah, it's gonna be, it's certainly gonna be a problem now with this move. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how this will go. But yeah, this is the idea, to try to attack the e5 to try to force an error, you know. So that's the reason that I think bishop d7, c6 needs to be played here in order to have this knight d7 defense at the right moment. Takes, knight d7. Castle. Now you go queen b8 and just try to take it. Yeah, queen b8 and simply trying to take d pawn. Yeah, I like this for white a little bit, but I think objectively black should be okay. And then this is the game of Harshit Kunka. Harshit Kunka is exactly following the recommendation. He sacrificed the pawn, and now f5 is played, and he plays knight h2. And long thing here for Ostrovsky, because this g file is going to be open one way or another. It's going to open up, and some bishop h6 ideas are coming up as well. So we'll see how it will go. I think it's a very interesting idea here. Knight g2 exchange and try to attack. So if you take, like for example, this could be a problem. Takes, and now there's a bishop h6 threat. So let's say you take the knight, bishop h6, rook h2, bishop f6, bishop takes g7, bishop takes g7, h6, picking up the pawn, picking up the bishop on g7. And just take on g7, knight f6. Well, actually, this doesn't do so much. The king is hiding well here in the corner. And here, queen e3 apparently, just to bring more pieces in. Yeah, it's a very complicated position. I'm curious to see how Ostrovsky is going to react to this, but Harshit proved, you know, that he is okay with the complications. He won a very complicated game yesterday against Josiah. So we're going to have an interview with him. We'll ask him some questions about that, and we're going to post that interview on our YouTube channel, guys. Okay, so that will be there. So all right, so in this game is between Alex Katz playing with the white piece against Josiah Stearman. Josiah lost a tough game yesterday, so he's looking to bounce back and always plays some sharp lines. So knight c3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight d4, knight f3, g6, bishop a4. So again, at this moment, after Josiah's loss, he has to score 6.5 in the remaining 8 games. It's a very tough task when you start with a loss, you know, but you're gonna try to bounce back. a6, takes, b4, queen d8, knight e2. Optically looks better. It looks better for white a little bit, but it's not so easy. I mean, this f5. Whew, very sharp game, I have to say. I mean, now Josiah put a knight on c6. So the question is what to do. Is there a time to play the quiet move a3? Probably not, because wow, g5. This is super complicated, okay? Super complicated. g5, trying to complicate the matters, okay? Very complicated. And yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to unfold here, okay, after g5. If you try to play directly queen f2 with the idea to capture here, but at least knight takes here, knight takes b4, knight takes d4, bishop f8, trying to reroute the bishop here. I think white is going to be happy here. White is going to claim a slight advantage thanks to the activity of the pieces here, okay, and a better development. On the other hand, look at this king, guys. This king is still stuck in the middle of the board, okay? So that is a problem. It's still stuck in the middle of the board. The bishop e3 comes in, takes, bishop takes. It's just going to be very solid position, okay? So takes, bishop takes, and just try to get comfortable position. Bishop b6, a5. And put pressure. Yeah, I really like this position. I think this is going to work out good. So if this happens, so let's see here. So the question is how Josiah is going to try to fight back. Must-win situation for him, I would say. If he loses another game, it will be very tough here. So we are looking for a possibility here for him to try to win this game. So let's see. To get some more activity. Okay, so that covers up this. For now, we went around and we're looking to see some more results, some more games on this section. So let's switch back to the IM section right now to see what's going on there. As you guys saw, it was a very decisive round 1 with all 5 games finishing up. All 5 games finishing up decisively. So it was a very decisive result there. So again, we see castle played and we see a long think here. We still long think here. 1 hour 15 minutes for Joshua Schenk, and on the other hand we have lot more thinking we have from Mike Zalozny here, okay? We have lot more thinking from him. So the question is what to do. So the question is what to do and how to deal with the d4. How to deal with the d4 position and to control. So the idea is to try it. I welcome all the questions to our chat. If you have any good question, I'm looking at the chat, guys. You can simply ask me some questions. Again, this is a very exciting event, 1000 GM and 1000 IM in the Bay Area, California, in San Jose. Okay, in San Jose. So we have 20 players competing, and they're trying to earn their IM norms. Okay, so very, very interesting to see. And here the problem is d4. This d4 is coming up, and it's going to be a problem. You know, d4 coming up, and then the bishop is going to jump in. So d4, bishop jumps in on f4, putting pressure, and there is also pressure as well on c7. Okay, so it's going to be a problem. So let's see here. Yeah, greetings to Mr. J, greetings to Evan, and everybody else, guys. Looking forward to see these exciting games to see. Next, yeah, this is a problem for Zalozny. And now let's see, Zoe Tang. She lost the first game, and she's definitely trying to bounce back in this game. She's playing Erderen Basasansuren. Okay, so Queen's Gambit declined. She hasn't played the move Queen C2 yet, so she's a little bit hesitating on that. So I think it's an idea. And then we have, yeah, this is a normal position. I think, you know, Black will probably play A5, maybe Knight B6, Knight C4 perhaps. And then we have Kyron Griffith against Austin May. Kyron Griffith, Austin May. He's trying to go castle, Knight F3, trying to get that development. So let's see how things will unfold here. Castle, Knight Gf3. And then we have White is a little bit better. As I explained earlier, the pawn on E6 is a little bit weak, but in the long run, I think Black should be okay if he plays this precisely. But interesting approach by Kyron playing H4 here. And Yim is playing Odandu, and this is a problem. This is a lot of pieces come off the board. We left off right here, guys. We left off here, and we concluded that this is an advantage for him. But he never played the B3. He had to play B3, strengthen his position, and then try to deal with his trades. But he actually invited Black to get the rooks active. And of course, Odandu is going to double up the rooks. Again, I would say it's an advantage for White, but A5, I don't know about that move. This, I think, in accuracy, perhaps Queen B4 move should have been played to try to trade queens, because after this, now I think just A3, A4, and now you start switching pieces and putting pressure on this pawn. This pawn is just going to be a big, big problem here, so I'm giving this advantage to Yim. And if he wins another one, guys, that is a huge start. 2 out of 2 for Yim. And of course, you probably remember him from the St. Louis tournament. We've done videos with him and with his games, and a very solid player here. And the last game we have here is the game between Alexander Hyman playing with the white pieces against Chavit. Chavit is a player from Thailand. And let's see here. So E6 takes, Knight F3, Knight H6, Knight C3, C5 comes in, Knight B5 activating the knight, C takes D4, Knight BD4, and now trying to win this pawn. If White picks up this pawn, he's going to have an advantage, okay? So he's trying to play, you know, he has to try to defend this position. It's not easy, okay? But perhaps a move like Knight C5 could be played and try to defend. So yeah, I really like this position for White. I think White is doing great, and this could be an opportunity to bounce back for Alexander Hyman. Okay. Yeah, very interesting. This is round 2, guys. We're gonna have 2 games today. The games start at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time and 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. Ooh, wait a minute. Long castle played by Chavit, and this could be a problem. This could be a problem. Now bishop f4 looks like a very powerful move, and then he can take back here. If you take immediately, then at least there is a rook d6 move. White is still doing fantastically well here, fantastically well, but I think bishop f4 is better here just to control. Okay, so he can't do anything, and if you go here, simply knight e5 check and pick up on e6. Yeah, no, I like this. I like this position for White, and I expect good advantage here. We're gonna have guests, guys. The winners of the games are gonna be joining me for interviews. All the winners gonna be here to conduct interviews with us. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today. It's gonna be a long show, guys. 2 games, interviews, commentary. So stay with us and make sure to watch the show. Okay. So all right, that's where we are right now. So let's see. For the IM section. Okay, so c6 was played by Joshua Schenk, and now we have the move d4 played, trying to attack the queen and getting the bishop out there on f4. Okay, trying to get that bishop on f4, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna see. If you take, actually, even this is a neat move, guys. Takes. If you take back this, look at that. The rook e1 comes in, pinning the queen and winning it. Pinning it and winning it. So that's very, very important to know. Pin it to win it. Okay? So that's something that we really, really want to make sure we can do here. Rook a1, and we put lots of pressure. Okay. So that means you can't. That means you can't. Take. You have to play queen h5, and now we go knight a3, and now trying to return back to c4. Bishop takes a3 could be played, giving up the bishop, but then immediately trying to go bishop h3 to bring this bishop in. Trade and long castle. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting now. The pressure on d4. White has some trumps on a b file. I don't think we can take, because that's gonna lead to this powerful move knight b5, hitting the rook and also attacking on a7. It's gonna be a lot of pressure now. He goes here, takes, and then queen goes to c6. I mean, knight is really, really poorly placed here. So yeah, I think it's gonna be an advantage here for Zalozny here, Mike Zalozny. So let's see here. Yeah, so immediately queen h5 was played, and followed by knight a3. Okay. c2. Yeah, Zoe hasn't moved. Yeah, I think we cover most of these games. Okay, guys, so this is great. We're gonna take a short break now, guys, and I will go check out the playing hall, see if we might have some results, and bring our interview soon. Okay, so we are 1 hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the round. So I think we still have some time to go until we see some results. We had one result. Just to give you an update, it was a draw between Grandmasters Titas Stramavicius and Emilio Cordova. Okay, all right, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, so stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Okay, let me see here, guys. I want to get Alright, we are back after the break, guys. So we're gonna take a look at the games now. Let's see here where we are. Okay, so this is the GM section of the tournament, and yeah, in the GM section we have Belos with the white pieces against Gedaljevic. Looks like Max missed some opportunities here. Yeah, he played Bishop b7 here. Bishop e6 would have been an excellent opportunity here for Max to hit this queen, but instead he played Bishop b7, and now rook c1, King h8, and before now threatening b5. Yeah, two slow moves here, and it became a difficult. Yeah, unfortunately, two slow moves, and it became difficult now. It's White is absolutely fine now, and maybe he's even a little bit better here. So again, guys, I welcome your questions. If you have some questions about these games, please make sure to tell me in the chat. So I'll be happy to answer this. So again, this is a IM and GM norm tournament. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at the next game here. I'll keep an eye. I'm using my phone, guys. I don't have the second monitor, so otherwise, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the so let's see here. So okay, so the next game we have is Ostrovsky against Namrud, and no, this is Samruk against Mark, and a lot of exchange has occurred here, guys. So take, rooks come off the board, and Queen a8 was a possibility too. I'm a little bit surprised he did not do this way. You know, that would have been a fine choice. Queen d1, bishop here, pushing it back. Now Queen b8. Queen b8. Yeah, I think black is absolutely fine. Now just castle, and yeah, there's no d4 break, and there's no possibilities here to do much here. So g3, bishop b6, queen h5, queen d6. Yeah, not putting pressure on d6. Yeah, these bishops are going to be very passive. I mean, optically this looks a little bit better for white, but I think it's going to be very, very hard to break. So I think this game is probably going to be a draw. Wow, this must have been at least a 30-minute thing here, maybe more, for Ostrovsky, because it's been a long time since he has played a move here, guys. So it's been a long time here since he played a move. Let's see, knight h2 was played at least 30 to 45 minutes ago here. So now trying to trade the knights, and again the options are, you can go back to f6, which is the option 1. There is take on h2, which looks kind of dangerous, but it's a possibility. Yeah, again, no moves here. Knight gf6. Let's say he goes back knight gf6, then we hold knight takes c5, knight takes c5, d takes c5, bishop takes c5 now, bishop takes h6, rook f7. Now defending everything, and one thing is clear: if we take the queens off the board, black is going to be very, very happy here. But the queens are on the board, and that makes it a difference here. Okay. That makes it a difference here. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm looking at the chat, and I'll be happy to answer your questions, guys. Okay. And also let me know if you can hear me, you can see me. Absolutely. Yeah. So now bishop, king a1. That's not a very human move. I guess he wants to get rid of some of the pressure, but I see. Idea is if knight e4 comes in, it's going to be too much pressure here and pressure here as well. So that's why he's trying to do that. So here knight e4 comes in, and knight f3, knight takes f2. Yeah, I mean, it's super complicated. It's understandable why he has been thinking so long. But again, this is the only time remaining here, guys. This is the remaining time here. This is the remaining time, and the question is what to do. Once again, guys, this is a round 2 coverage of the 1000 GM Bay Area GM Norm and IM Norm tournaments held in San Jose, California. Okay, this is a new location, but possibly this could be a location for the future events as well. Okay, so we're going to be hosting some more events possibly here. Again, next month, hopefully St. Louis is going to be back. And then we're going to have also the LA. So right now I think we're going to be on these 3 locations: St. Louis, LA, and San Francisco. Okay. Knight gf6. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting to see how this will continue. Ostrovsky is still thinking. Let's switch back to another game here. And this is a game between Josiah with the black piece against Alex Scott. So we left off here when we went around the horn. We went here, bishop b2 was played, bishop f8, a3, a5, trying to create some weaknesses. And now knight b4 will be played. Okay, some very, very complicated stuff here. Knight b4, knight f5, queen c6, threatening mate, knight takes c2, takes queen c2, bishop c5 check. Yeah, it's just complicated. Yeah, I would say very, very complicated position. Knight e3, rook f3, castles. If you take on e3, fantastic move, rook takes f4, now threatening to take here and also threatening to take here. And if you go here, this is interesting, guys. Sacrificing the rook. Beautiful, beautiful. Sacrificing, and now if it takes, queen takes f3. Wow. And look at that beautiful finish with bishop takes f3 mate. Beautiful finish. And the king cannot go up, cannot go on g2, cannot go on g1, so it's simply getting checkmated. Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah, just can't do anything. Yep, can't go anywhere. All right, let's move on to the so I think, yeah, we have some interesting, I think we will have some decisive games for sure. And yeah, in this game, I think Bellows is looking good here. Now he's got all the pieces out. He has some pressure on the c file on c7. So I think, yeah, this is going to be some advantage here. There is pressure on the c file, and b5 as well can be played. All right, let's go back, guys, and check out the IM section of this event to see how are we doing there. Okay, so Joshua Sheng decided to sacrifice the exchange. When I was in a playing call a little while ago, I was thinking about this. Now takes. The point is here you cannot take on g2 because you will insert a check. You take back and king g2. So that's why take. d8. Knight c2 defending. Castles. Bishop d2. Developing the pieces. Knight c7, queen e6. Okay, it's a complicated position, but I would say, yeah, definitely there is a compensation here for the exchange. There is a bishop and a pawn for it, so compensation for the exchange. Then we have Zoe game, Zoe against Erdene. And we left our round here, so bishop b7 was played, king h1. Very slow paced game, but again, nice time advantage for Zoe Tang. She has got 1 hour and 2 minutes versus 36. So yeah, the plan is eventually maybe some more preparatory moves and play e4 eventually. And now we have this game. e4, sorry, we were right around here. Rook e2, defending everything. And yeah, defending everything here. Wow, but this looks like this f3 is gonna come very quickly here, so it looks like something went wrong for Austin here. Yeah, this 95 move is just yeah, he actually missed this move. And knight g4, that's in the wrong direction. He should have played the move knight c4. Now e2. And yeah, this pawn is really weak, and yeah, f3 is coming up too, so I think this is a serious advantage and a good opportunity here for Chiron to win this game. So yeah, absolutely, very, very good opportunity for him to do that. So and now f3, and just make sure removing the knight from there. Absolutely. Yeah, doubling up the rooks. There's knight f4, knight g5. There's just so many ideas here. It's just going to be very, very difficult to do anything here. This just looks very, very difficult. Okay. Yeah, I think definitely misplay with this knight movement. On the other hand, we have some more development after a5. This is where we left off. a3 was played, rook f4, rook fe1, putting pressure. f3, Yim is like, I don't want to defend this forever. Now rook e3. This is very unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant. He can play here b3, b3, a4. He can clump this side of the board. and try to put pressure on e6. So I think it's just definitely a possibility here. So I think a nice advantage here. So a nice advantage here for white, and I think good chances for him to try to win this one. And then we have Alex Heyman. Ooh, and now we're gonna witness the checkmate here, guys. And looks like we're gonna have the first winner. Alex is about to win the game. Check. Wow, this is fantastic game here, guys. Check. Knight c6. Wow, not king a8. They're just going into the mate here. You can't take, because if you take, you actually get mated by knight c6. Sorry, this is a mate. So you have to go here, and rook a3. Wow, this is a fantastic victory for Alex Heyman against Shavit. Alex Heyman versus Shavit. So Alex is bouncing back from that loss against Shavit. We hopefully gonna have him for an interview here. So absolutely, yeah, this was a very nice game here, very nicely played by him. Yeah, now king cannot go anywhere, cannot go to b4. Yeah, it's all started off right here, guys, on move number 9. This move e6, just, you know, not allowing to connect the pieces, and yeah, it just became a trouble. And Shavit can never recover. Yeah, it was just, he can never really recover here. So this was a very tough game, and beautiful win for Alex Heyman. Yeah, finishing the game with a checkmate on the board. Okay, we will see the result shortly. Yeah, so we went around. So we're gonna have a lot of we're gonna get, you know, the winners to come to talk to us, to explain the games, and we always like to see this kind of really nicely played, spectacular games, guys. Yeah, this was really spectacularly played game. Can I go to b5? Can go to b5, b4. Yeah, no, very nicely. I'm a little bit surprised on the fact that I guess it was just losing anyway, but I'm just surprised that at least this wasn't played here. But I guess b4, and rook is coming to c8 with a checkmate. All right, very good, very good. Let me go see if I can find Alex and bring him over for the interview, guys. We'll be back momentarily. Okay, stay tuned. Perfect. Okay, welcome everybody. We are back after the break, and as I mentioned, we have a guest who won a very nice game.
Yeah.
Spectacular game. And let's go over the game. I already saw it. I really like this game, and so let's take a look here from Alex here. Let's see the game. All right. Did you expect him to play? The Caro-Kann?
Yeah. No, I looked at his games online, and they weren't particularly current, but it was pretty consistent. So it was definitely something I spent most of my time on this morning. So.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, this is all standard.
Yeah.
Everything's standard. The Queen A5, Queen A6 idea is standard too, but I expected him, to be honest, when I was looking this morning, I just assumed he was going to play E6 just to cut the
Right
possibility.
here, right?
Yeah. I just assumed because everything else he wants to do is still going to be there later, so just, at the very least, it's just one less thing he can remove from his decision tree very easily. He doesn't have to spend any additional time worrying about it. He just plays E6, and it doesn't really change what he wants to do. So I definitely thought he'd do it when he didn't.
Yeah, I think this E6 is needed because it looks like he never had the chance. Was this over the board, or this was still a prep?
Like I said, this was an idea, like I always knew that I was going to do it, but like my prep pretty much stopped here because I assumed if he allows me to do it, I'm going to be at least happy playing this position. I'll figure out from here. So
apparently he has to play F6 here, which
yes,
is hard
I
to believe.
expected F6 to be honest, just because F takes E6 is your dark squares get so bad.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
And apparently he can play like this.
Like I said, it's a position like it's too much to expect a decisive advantage, but I felt I would be pretty happy to play this position, and I would be happy to make it work.
Yeah. Wow.
So
apparently this is playable. It looked really good for white for me.
It definitely. When I was looking at it, I'm like, I would be very happy to play this. So looking at it and being like, it's
but
not.
Now it was just looks like a very easy play for you.
Yeah, no.
C5 is another move that I thought it was questionable because behind in development need to get the pieces out first.
Yeah,
Knight
no.
F5, G6, Bishop G7, get the pieces out somehow. But this is opening up the position while you're behind in development. It was a very risky choice.
Yeah.
And you took advantage of it very well here. Takes. Yeah. Bishop F4. Now you slice the king now. Can't even go anywhere there.
Yeah.
And stopping Rook D6. Very important, Rook D6.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought like it could maybe take the pawn right away, but like Bishop F4, pawn's going to be there, so.
Oh, this just plays by itself now. Yeah. Rook H3, swinging the rook over. Best game so far. Best game of the tournament, I think. F3.
Oh, I wanted F3. Why did I want to? See, I just thought Rook C3 was so natural. Rook C3, Knight D6.
Yeah, he wants you just start to collect. He says, okay. I want to collect this guy here.
I mean, fair.
And he just wants to go boom, boom, and just collect.
I can't argue with that. Yeah. I just had the idea in my head, Rook C3.
You want to mate
so
here.
Strong.
You wanted to mate him, F3.
I wanted, and it worked out nicely,
Bishop H6 was an interesting attempt he could make. But
I wondered if he would just try to bail out here.
Something like this. I mean, no. I mean, he's too much worse. Obviously, he's much worse here. But at least it gets messy, right? Messy is good for him at this point because.
Yeah, I would have been a little disappointed with how I sort of felt like as you said, starting to collect.
Yeah,
been a little disappointed.
Yeah, this is still probably winning
intrigue.
For you.
Yeah,
but again, it's some complications.
Yeah, so maybe that is interesting. I should have.
Yeah, this would have been an interesting attempt. To play at least Bishop H6, But he played Knight F6. It's passive.
Yeah.
And now you just win here.
Yeah,
check.
at this point he's just screwed. So.
King A8, you already know.
Yeah, King A8. I just go B4. He's pinned to C8. So.
Beautiful.
At this point, yeah. But I was happy to play King A6 because obviously it looks.
And he allowed you
nicer.
to checkmate him. Yeah?
I wish he would have played King takes because Knight C6. I wish he would have just given that to me.
Very picturesque.
But King B4, like it'll get the same result. But.
And this actually was played.
I didn't play Rook A3.
He resigned. He resigned.
After
Wow, fantastic.
I wish he would have taken on D4. So
fantastic, Alex. Very nice game. Tell me, tell us a little about yourself. People who don't know you. Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm from Pittsburgh. Actually, I flew in for this. My brother has played in several of these events.
Yes,
he's going for his third Norman. He convinced me to come out and.
Your brother, he's playing in the GM section, and we are familiar with him because he got a IM norm, I believe, in a previous 1000 GM event.
Yes.
And Mark, your brother Mark, and you guys, how old are you?
So we're just about just like little over a month shy of 30. We're actually twins.
You're twins.
Yes.
Okay, you guys twins. Yes. Alex and Mark. Mark is 24 plus player, very strong, solid player, FIDE master.
Yes.
And how many norms does he need to complete
he just needs one more norm. He has obviously the rating.
The rating.
And 2 norms
Okay.
at this point.
So you guys twins, 29, almost 30.
Yes.
Excellent.
So,
And Pittsburgh. He's also from Pittsburgh.
yes, we grew up there, but he now lives out here. So
He lives here in California, Bay Area.
yes.
Okay.
So.
You still out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very nice. What do you think of the tournament? What is your impression so far of this, your first 1000 GM tournament?
So this is actually also my first sort of Norm Invitational, and for me, I haven't played, I think, really high level over the board, and I think it showed last night. I definitely had some bad habits. You can see from playing. I feel like for me, a
Very
lot of my history is
aggressively,
too much bullet in between work. There were definitely some oversights which I felt I shouldn't have had. I didn't feel I was in my best form.
Yeah,
Challenge
you
my
played.
opponent.
You
Yeah,
played
Josh
against
Shank.
Joshua Shank, the
Yeah.
top seed of this tournament.
Yeah, so it was definitely a sort of welcome to the party moment.
Yeah.
Um,
You.
He's a very good player.
Very
I felt
strong.
like I could have. My open choice solid. I made an oversight in the opening there, and then I was starting to rebound. I actually feel like I had a nice evaluation with the pawn sacrifice, and then I got greedy and made a very simple oversight, bishop g5, and that sort of screwed me. Tried to make some practical problems, but he's too good a player to be swindled by
Absolutely.
easily.
No,
So,
yeah, he is a tough player. Absolutely.
But obviously, with that all being said, he is obviously the top seed in the IM section. So, to some extent, it was an expected result, just as this was. So, I'm still reasonably happy with where I'm at.
Absolutely. You
So-
bounced back, which is important. You lost a tough game yesterday. It was a complicated game. Did you realize that at some point you had a chance yesterday?
So, after when I played knight e5 yesterday in yesterday's game, and he actually said after the game he thought he was just winning the clear pawn, and I felt pretty confident that wasn't the case. If you look, I looked at the end afterwards, and I had could have had a plus 0.9 eval.
You had a move here, which it came as a surprise for me too. It showed that right here,
So yes, this
this
is the one
queen
that I
f3 move was fantastic. With the idea of 95.
Yeah, 95 way was just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I had this idea I had the knight d5 idea in my head, and
Yeah.
I locked onto it way too much, and I played it prematurely.
Because you did something similar, didn't you? You went here. You
Yeah,
went
well,
here.
the problem is it's just a lot of bishop g5 right away. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, it's just bishop g5 was such an oversight, and I was
Yeah,
not
yeah,
happy.
yeah. So he just basically wants to go touch,
Yeah,
and here then 95, and rook queen b1 is met by rook d1.
yeah,
And this is amazing. This position, if he goes here, you take.
yeah. No, I
winning a
had the
piece.
idea the knight takes knight d5, knight takes e7, and because of my other knight forced into the corner.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of lines where the discovery is powerful. Like I said, I just rushed it, and so I'm definitely kicking myself a little bit. Over
Yeah,
this
this
one.
was an opportunity
So-
for you. I think you're okay here. You might have been able to draw this. Maybe it's you're back in business here.
Yeah, no.
Because you were in much big trouble in the here earlier.
So I actually think if you go right here after knight.
Well, actually, there's one moment here, Josh.
This whole thing, so yes, the first knight d5 is an oversight. So knight b4, yeah. I feel like knight takes e3. He's actually you shouldn't have given the bishops. I'm like, well,
Yeah, night before was
it's not
very
great.
strong here.
It's not great, but I thought, yeah. So the engine actually wants me to just give up the pawn with c takes d5 and just accept being a pawn down.
Yeah.
And I get that. If anything, am too materialistic. So
Yeah.
knowing that I'm not actually losing material, just subjecting myself to a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
I thought I would try to tough it out. And I felt like knight takes e3, even though he does get the bishops, and that
Yeah.
is a good thing for him, was something of a concession that, allows me to alleviate the pressure for, one sort of minor position.
Absolutely.
So I was okay with that. And then, like I said, I felt like when I was able to get back with knight e5, I was back in a position where I had some chance to make something happen. And then, like you said, just rushing knight d5. Like I locked onto
Exactly.
an idea too much. And
Yeah.
once again, that's just for me bad habits. Not playing slower pace,
The quiet
classical
move.
place chess.
You set him up, with this, and then 95. It's actually,
Yeah.
it looks perfect for you, because if he goes here, rook e8,
Yeah, there's just
you go here anyhow. If he takes, you just take back quietly,
Yeah,
and then
and
you're picking up the c5 pawn
Yeah.
with an advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely. No,
Yeah.
I definitely had some nice amount of time to sit there while he was working through the nuance of bishop g5.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, congratulations, Alex. Congratulations on this nice bounce back victory.
Yeah, thanks.
We hope to have you here again. When you win a game, come join us, okay?
Yeah, I
Come
certainly hope so.
and
'cause I need to
hopefully we
win a
have
lot
more games.
if I'm gonna do any McNorm out of this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys. Alex Heyman, who won his game in round number 2, bouncing back from that first game loss here. So, all right. So let's take a look here where things stand here. Looks like another game that might end pretty quickly here is this game here. Looks like we have Kyron Griffith. Kyron Griffith here is pushing with the white pieces here, and his opponent is in big trouble, Austin May. Yeah, this is a tough one here. He has to go back, and doubling up is good. I mean, yeah, this is just going to be very, very difficult. Greetings to Robert from the South Dakota. Hello, good to see you. So this is a inaugural new event in San Jose, California. New location for us. So basically expanding to another new location besides the St. Louis events and the Los Angeles. Now we are in a Bay Area, Northern California. So Rook D1 played here, and I expect to see a result here. Expect to see a result by Kyron here. And E6 is really falling apart here. This position, H6 could be played. Bishop F4, King F7, F3. Now where is this knight going? E5, Bishop G3, and now simply Knight E3 and just take it twice. Take it twice and pick it up the pawn on E5. Yeah, this is difficult. Yeah, Rook E8, just simply Knight F2, and yeah, you're gonna win that pawn. That pawn is just not gonna be able to. That pawn is just not gonna remain there too long. All right, so that should do it. So let's see here. All right, now let's take a look at the Joshua game against Mike Zalozny here. We left off here, guys, after 94. Joshua sacrificed the exchange for compensation. I like this compensation. Bishop D2 is coming up. Bishop D2, Knight A5, putting some pressure. I think this is going to be great. You know, developing the pieces. Again, nice time advantage here. 49 minutes here we have for Joshua Sheng and against Mike Zalozny. Okay, so this is very, very nice here. And we have Zoe playing against Erden, and now Rook A6 is played. After the exchange, Bishop A6, Rook A6, and Queen D3. Well, Black is okay here. Queen A8 could be played here, defending the Rook, and also preparing to play the move C5. Okay, so Queen A8, Rook FC1, Knight B6, trading the pieces. Yeah, and Black is doing okay here, activating. So I don't think there is any serious opening advantage here. So I think Black is just absolutely fine after Queen A8 plan here. So we saw this game. This is looking really good for White. Now after F3, Knight H6, actually G4. That actually stops the Knight from ever coming to F5. And again, this is very hard to defend. So in the game of Yim, he Queen B3. Not sure about this move. I was thinking B3 could be played. He allowed this. A little bit of pressure I see here, but I think G3 could be prepared. G3, King G2 to push this rook away. So King G8. G3, I guess Rook D4. So maybe that's why not G3, H3. And now King H2. Yeah, by not having the pawn on B3, A4, you're always going to have some issues, a little bit of issues with this pawn on C4 hanging. So that could be a little problem here. Queen C2, Queen A6, But I think one pair of the rooks will come off. This will help a little bit against the pressure on c4, but also it helps black because it's going to be a little bit less pressure here. So advantage for Yim still, but perhaps he could have played a little bit better in this position. So that's where we are. We saw Alex's win here. Beautiful checkmate at the end with the king here, rook a3 mate. So far, tough tournament for Shavit. Shavit is in a little bit of trouble here. So let's see if he can bounce back here. So let's see if we have some potential results that we can see in the GM section. So this is the game of Max against Bellows. This is now we switch to the Grandmaster section here, guys. And looks like we have a result here in one of the games here. Let's see, which game is this here? Alex Katz. This game is... Oh yeah, this is the game of Stramavicius game. Okay. All right, so knight d6 is played here. And trying to trade, but now after the capture, if you take back with the rook, you're losing to this move b5, bishop b4 idea. So I'm not sure what is Max going to do. Is he going to take with the pawn? But now there's a very nice idea, knight to d4. It's a little bit computer-esque. Now attacking here, you take bishop c6, takes queen c6. And now you got some bishop, we have also bishop f4 idea, putting pressure here as well. So it's going to be good. If you try to pin me with the rook c8, then that allow me to play the move b5, and then if you capture, I will take back with the pawn, and I will have this very, very nice anchor on c6, okay? So this will be a very nice idea. So yeah, this looks good, guys. We're 2 hours into the round, guys. So normally this games go about 3 to 4 hours, you know, with the additional time. Normally it's 90 minutes time you have, but you have that 30-second additional time. So normally it's 3 to 4 hours. So and this game is just kind of equal. I'm not seeing much here. Yeah, I think it's just equal position here. It's so close here that it's going to be very hard to do anything. So I expect this one will probably going to be you know, most likely this one will be a draw. And here, wow, do we have a move here? I'm going to go check the playing call because it's just amazing. If he hasn't made the move yet, that's just a super long thing here by Ostrovsky. So, and here we have pawn takes back, and we have Josiah is still thinking, trying to figure out what to do here. All right, guys, we'll take a short break here. I'll go check out the playing hall, and we'll be back in a little bit, and perhaps I will bring a guest with me as well, okay? See you shortly. All right, guys, we're back after the little break. No, no results yet. No results yet. Let me update this. See if we can get. I think this game's a little bit stuck. We're a little bit behind on the moves here. But we are getting some updates here. So this is the game of. So Ostrovsky actually moved. He doesn't have so much time here. He took nearly 1 minute think here. From 116 here, he went to 21. So 55-minute think here for him. And so we get to this position. And I saw this basically. This played King F7. Yeah, King F7 or King H7. Yeah. So, but I think now, regardless of Bishop G5 is a good move, trading the bishops, and so if let's say here Bishop G5, and now just H6, simply trying to open up the position after H6. You know, takes. Yeah. So absolutely, yeah. Takes Rook H6. Rook H8. Rook D1. And yeah, this attack is very powerful now. Rook D7 check is coming up here as well, guys. So if this is the best option, I mean, but this is just not going to be great, you know. Rook D7. Yeah, no, this is just not going to be great here. Even though you have 3 pawns, the king is still weak, and you're likely to lose some more pawns here. Takes. Alright, so yeah, I think this is a tough position here. Bishop G5, trading the bishops, a big advantage here. I will give it to Ostrovsky here. And yeah, G6, Queen H6, and now just bringing the bishop into the game. Bishop D6, Bishop 8. Again, it's equal position here in the game. Sam Rook against Mark Heyman. So I think, yeah, Bishop F8 is good. H5 after that. Make sure to get the queen out of there. So that's about equality there. So Josiah game C3 was just played. Bishop B6 probably. Bishop B6, B4, and actually Rook C1 would have been a very clever move here. That's a very cool move because you're tightening up the knight. Knight cannot move. You take on C3. You can play Bishop C2. We have Rook takes C2. So it's a very tricky moment here. If Rook E2, we go short castle. Rook D2, Rook A8, trying to get in there. H4, Rook A3. Pressuring here. Bishop c2, bishop goes on a5. Bishop takes c3. Yeah, but instead he played the move b4, which I think, if takes, yeah, these bishops are still very, very strong, and they're very, very annoying. I like this for Josiah. I like this position for Josiah. I think he has chances here. So we will see how it will develop here, guys. So I definitely like this for Josiah. We'll keep an eye on it. So we have only two results so far. We have a draw in quick draw in the game GM Stramavicius versus GM Cordova in the GM section, and then we had a nice result, spectacular win by Alexander Heyman, winning with the white pieces and giving a checkmate. So that's where things stand at the moment, guys. And this is a position, actually. What happened here? Okay, so we were looking at the move knight d4, but d5, b5 was played, attacking the knight, and d5 could have been a good continuation. Knight a5, bishop takes, knight e5. Wow. Whew. Okay. Winning material. Now the bishop is hanging. Queen b6. Okay, at the end, what we have? We have a rook and 3 pawns. Wow, rook and 3 pawns versus 2 bishops. Yeah, this is really bad for black. Yeah, I think this is just a big problem. Yeah, this. Now, I think important maybe to play the move queen h5 to get the bishop back there, out of there, and then a4, and then eventually rook c6, double up the rooks. Rook f8 could be played, but just e3. Bishops are not active here. If the bishops are active, yeah, it would be a problem, but I think they're not at the moment. But I do think position is still complicated, and I'm not sure I would have played exactly like this. I also like the idea of queen c7. I really like this idea. Queen c7, trade rook c7. Yeah, this would have been a good option too. Yeah, advantage definitely for Bellows. So let's see here if he can win this game. Let's see here if we have which other games we have here. We covered most of the games. Yeah, bishop f8 is played. g3 was played here, guys. And now the queen has to go back to e3. And I kind of like this move h5 because now eyeballing some ideas such as bishop h6. Bishop h6 putting pressure on the queen. So I really like this idea. So for example, if h4, bishop h6, you go here, and then we can try to bring this knight to a more active square like c6. Okay, and now try to trade, you know. Here, try to trade at some point. So I think if anybody better, it's gonna be black here. I like this for black. So, but I still think it's just gonna be a very closed position, which will probably just end in a draw at some point. So, all right, bishop g5 was not played. It makes sense to trade this defender because this is such a good piece, but Harshit played the move bishop c1, and now he's trying to play the move h6 at some point to open up the position. So I think very important would be to play the move rook h8. Okay, h6 takes, queen h5, king e7. It's still a game. It's still a game, and try to get active. It's still a game, but I think clearly a nice advantage here for white. Now rook g7 is out there to try to create some problems. And let's see here if we have results. So before was played, and now I think we have gonna see a pretty long thing here for Alex Katz, because I think he realizes he is in a little bit of trouble here against Josiah. So let's take a look. Let's take a look, guys. So if we're gonna see some good development here, d5, interesting choice to close it down. Take, actually there is knight c3, so that's good, but there is a move rook a3, putting pressure. Bishop c2 takes. Now rook f3, trying to get the c3 pawn. Knight c3. Yeah, again, it's like white's pieces are so loose. They're always like hanging and stuff. So it's just I find this really annoying to play a position like this where you don't have the stability of the pieces and your pieces are constantly loose, you know. Yeah, I find this quite difficult to do. Again, guys, if you have any questions, please message in the chat. I'll be happy to respond to your questions. So yeah, that's where things stand. Let's switch back now to the IM section and see what developments we have there for the round 2. Ooh, nice pressure here. Nice pressure here by Joshua. Look at this, by Josh Schenk here. He just building up. This is when you give an opportunity to a strong player, he's just building up. It's just going to be very hard for Mike Zalozhny here. b5 is coming up to open things up, so most likely it will be another victory here for Josh Schenk here. Let's look at the Zoe Tang. A lot has happened since we left off. Queen d3, she did play queen. He did play queen a8. Zoe played e4, opening up, and c5 makes a lot of sense to counter strike. Knight g3, take. Yeah, the problem is now this e4 is just gonna be weak. So like rook e6 is a great square to be in, and knight f5 stuff. You know, it's gonna be hard because you're dropping the e pawn. So even after a move like bishop f8, so take. Yeah, it's just a nice position here for black here. So this is good for Erden. And here we have just a completely winning endgame by Chiron, and we'll have him come on a show to demonstrate. But this is just completely winning endgame because knight versus bishop, and it's extra pawn. So just basically knight f4 now is good. Bring the pieces in, knight f4, g4, and slowly win the game. So this should be a win. And here I think slowly we're seeing some equality. Rook d4 played, trade, g5. I don't know about g5, perhaps h5 would have been okay too. Play g5, and now just see what to do, you know. And try to control. All right, very good, guys. Now h4 played. Okay, trying to create some weaknesses, maybe take. But now h5. It also opens up this king, so it's also a little bit of a danger here as well. But gonna take a quick break, guys. I'm gonna go to the playing hall, see if we're gonna have some more results, and I will try to find some of the winners. We are getting closer, guys. We're getting that 2.5 hour mark. The 3 hour mark, we're gonna have a lot of results. So I'll be back shortly. See you soon. Okay guys, we're back after the break, and still no results yet, but let's get little updates here. So in the IM section, Mike in the game, Joshua Shank, GM Shank against Mike Zalozny. So b5 break occurred, and now knight c5 is played, and it looks like, yeah, white is doing extremely well here. So maybe bishop a5, or black cannot move essentially here, you know, because you can move the knight here. If you move to d7, there's bishop c6. It's a very, very difficult position. So for CM Zalozny, and he's also behind on the clock. In the game, Zoe Tang, yeah, she played. This knight got stuck on a4 somehow, so maybe take b3 was necessary just to solidify, maybe give up this pawn but just solidify the knight. But she played here, queen f3, now queen c6 played. I'm not sure what to do, because if b3 played, just simply gonna take on a3, and it's gonna be a problem. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem, guys. And so queen b3 if played, then maybe just h5, h4, trying to push this knight away from g3. In the other game, Griffin, Kyron Griffith against Austin May, a lot of exchanges have occurred. I probably would have just bring the knight in first to get the knight in. That would be my reaction, but yeah, now just c4 looks like is the move. c4, just put a knight on d5, and yeah, c4 takes, and just putting a knight on d5. But let's see if it's gonna do that. So this is a win. Still some technique needs to be played, and on this other game, I think white has made some progress here. Okay, b5 was important here to get some counterplay. b5 takes, get some counterplay here. So what he played here, h5, rook f6, h5, rook f6, and yeah, still a build-up. A slow build-up is expected. It's not going to be easy to beat experienced IM like Odando, you know. But let's see if Yim can try to do something. Let's move back to the GM section now, guys. See what we have in the GM section. Yeah, this position is really bad. So rook c1 was played. Queen f6 followed by check. I think Bellows is getting very, very close. Check. Rook c7, a4. And I think now just time to bring the queen in to e4. Threatening check. a6, let's say. Check. Queen f5 just loses. If you go here, just h4. Wow, just a mate. So yeah, I think it's just over. Yeah, if he plays this move, I think it's just gonna be over now. Queen e5, perhaps check. Attacking this, check. I just go king f1. And now queen f5 threat is just absolutely strong. So if bishop e8, queen takes, yeah. So I think it's about a few moves away. We're a few moves away from seeing Bellows winning this game. This game is black is trying to see if he can get some advantage. Some progress has been made. As you can see, pieces were really backed up, and now you see the difference of the block pieces. They're getting active. And yeah, perhaps king g6. At some point, I think maybe we're gonna see the move h4 played by white, maybe even here, to try to get some chances, because right now it looks like black is just simply controlling this position, and it's all locked up, and black is calling the shots here, but most likely white should play the move h4. And this other game, Ostrovsky tried to escape with the king. Yeah, so here I think a check has occurred. King c6. Yeah, it's just advantage for white, but it's not easy. Not easy to break through, I think. Yeah, I think check. Check. I remember saw something like this. Queen g6, let's say. Again, black still needs a lot of moves to consolidate, but once he does that, he's going to be okay. And then, yeah. So here, yeah, Josiah is still thinking, trying to figure out what to do after bishop b1. Now the rook is under attack. Yeah, if rook a3. So, yeah, it looks like king b4. Yeah, it looks like this king f7 was the inaccuracy. King e7 is better, apparently. Not sure exactly why. But now, if he takes, I guess. Rook b1. And if you take, this d7 is hanging. Now we see the big difference. In the other line, you have the d7 pawn is guarded, which makes a very, very big difference. Yeah, this will make a huge difference. So, okay. So, king f7, knight f2, rook a2, now bishop. So, are we going to see some kind of repetition here after rook a1? Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, rook a1 here actually. No, it's different position. Takes. So rook a3 most likely gonna happen. Takes some line like bishop a6, forcing him to go back. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think Josiah is still better, but it's hard to break. Okay, so king d7. I thought rook h7 was played here. Rook h7, king c6. So again, still one result each. We're waiting for some players who will win their games. We're approaching that 3-hour mark, guys, and we're definitely gonna have some interviews with the winners. The next game is gonna be at 4:30 p.m. So make sure you tune in to see the next round, which is gonna be round number 3 at 4:30 p.m. Okay. So that's our remaining schedule for the whole week, guys. 10:30, 10:30, and 4. Okay. Yeah, 10:30. I believe it's at 4, but I want to double check. But yeah, I think it's at 4. Yeah. 4:30 and yeah. Oh, 4:30. Sorry, 10:30 and 4:30. 4:30. Okay. So the next round is going to be at 4:30 in the afternoon today, and that's how it will go until the reminder of the tournament, guys. Okay. All right. Very good. So yeah, we're about to see the result here, I think. Rook c7, a4, and now just queen d5. Queen d5 will just win the game. Threatening queen e4 check. This king is just too weak. Simply too weak. So yeah, queen d4 just nicely coming back. Rook on c7 is doing a great job, and queen will come in, and the bishop on b5 unfortunately is just not. Yeah, this was Actually, in the opening didn't look that good for Grandmaster Bellows, but like starting from here, move number 11, we just see some hesitant play, you know. Instead of playing bishop e6 and activating the piece, we see some little bit of a hesitant play here by Max, and from here on, Grandmaster Bellows played just very strong, logical moves, and they weren't afraid to go for these complications, you know. Like, you could also play a move like, you can argue the knight d2 is also very good here, just the positionally crushing. But knight d5 was very good. And here we go. We have a special guest who just won his game, Grandmaster Bellows. We were just discussing the game. Please take a seat. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we were looking at your game, and
Was it terrible?
the only thing I can mention is the opening. It looked like maybe in the opening your opponent had some chances.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to play something that my opponent doesn't know, and
Yes.
I didn't care if I know or don't, but my main
To take him out of the
Yeah.
book. He played quite well the opening part, but right around here, he, instead of playing the logical bishop e6, bishop
of
e6,
course, yeah.
f5, he decided to do something else, which was a little bit surprising because this bishop e7 idea. So the idea was to go boom, attack.
But bishop e6, okay, from
Queen c1?
yeah. From a computer, of course, will tell you like everything,
Mhm.
but I don't know, like it's some, you know, knight g5, all these ideas. Well, not here,
Not
but
here, yeah?
yeah, but okay, knight c3 probably.
Knight c3 and some
And
king
king
h7.
h7, yeah. Well, I would play this position.
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. I knew that
Yeah.
not-
Give some space, but
yeah.
also a little bit of weaknesses. But from here on, actually, it was a really clean game because you played everything right, and
Well, but bishop e7, of course, it just
Bad move.
It just
yeah,
bad setup, I would say.
yeah. It's just a really bad move, this bishop e7, because rook f1, and
Yeah, here.
did you notice this move knight d4? It was a funny move. I don't know. If
Oh, can I go back a little
yes,
bit?
of course.
Here, instead of knight f5, he played.
Yes,
Could he play f5 here?
f5.
I was going knight g5, I think.
Yeah, knight g5 is very, very strong. Yes,
But hg, bishop g5, computer says, or knight
bishop g5.
Wow.
says.
Okay. Because knight g5, I was thinking e4, and well,
Yeah.
it's kind
e4 and also there is some f4. I don't know.
of. Oh, wow.
Apparently,
I didn't see f4,
Yeah.
but e4, and I was thinking about
bishop
bishop
g5 now threatening check.
Yeah, check and b5, everything like
b5.
pinned and like I don't know.
Yeah. So here, check, check, check on f6, take on f6,
And b5 maybe. Or,
and b5. Yes.
yeah. So okay, like I couldn't calculate everything.
Yeah, but this looks like a very good play. Yeah.
yeah,
Queen
it
h4
feels
coming
like
up.
something must be there. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the game continued with this b5. Yeah, everything was very, very good here. Bishop a5 is good. Queen c7 is very
But
good.
Also I think. Queen c7 also fine.
Yes.
Oh, rook c8.
Rook c8, queen
Oh.
d8,
Oh, okay. Rook d8. And
Takes.
also knight e5, right?
and if he takes this tactic.
Okay. Oh, the same. Yeah. Okay. But I think I like bishop a5. Like I took bishop a5. Take knight e5. Maybe here knight f7. Take. Okay, it's forced everything.
Yeah, it's all forced.
Maybe not queen g6. I was thinking maybe rook c7 and rook a7. Like I don't know.
Oh, rook c7 here. Rook c7.
Queen f6, rook a7. I don't know. Like, but he has some counterplay.
He has some
like,
counterplay. No, I think what you did was very good.
You know, I like to bishop, so I was afraid.
But now the problem is the bishops, they can't create threats.
Well, there are many
Yeah.
threats, but I think this maneuver is very good. Queen h5, queen
Yes.
f7.
Yeah, get the bishop out of there.
Yeah, because
Because he wants to go queen b7 maybe.
yeah,
or-
queen b7, or he wants to play first rook f8,
Mhm.
then bishop, maybe not bishop. Okay, rook f8, first e3, and then queen b7,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
it's kind of yeah.
And now you had forced him to go back. Queen f7.
Yeah, this maneuver I really like. After this maneuver, I was
winning, yeah.
I was happy already.
Yeah.
So
And
here-
this was very clean. Everything was precise.
But-
tied him up,
But
tied
here
him up
it's,
with rook c7,
It's Sux one.
and now you found the only move. This not the only move, the easiest winning move,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wins on this point.
and he resigned. Yeah. He
No,
cannot-
he played queen d4.
yeah.
King
We
G-
have a delay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. King g2, bishop a6, and I played rook d7 here.
Yeah. Now threatening the fantastic check, and they take this guy. Now bishop c8, check, rook c8.
No, and you know what I calculate? I calculate instead of bishop c8 h5. But okay, like it's
Yeah,
alright. It doesn't
everything
matter.
is winning.
Queen h5, king g8, queen f7. Oh, I was thinking queen f7, king h7, queen f5, king h6, and g4.
Very nice.
Queen c5, rook d6.
Wow.
Well, but it's
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations, Vladimir. So you drew your first game
Yeah,
against
Alexander Katz.
Alexander Katz.
Yeah.
And now you won your game. So 1.5 out of 2. What is your impression so far of the tournament? This is a new venue.
Oh.
San Jose is the first tournament. And what do you think of the playing venue, the conditions?
Well, I'm first time here with this tournament, like 1,000 GMs, but I've been here before, like, and I really like this place. Like, I have many good friends. Like yesterday, we explored some city. I had like very amazing dinner, and
Nice.
the hotel is amazing, and
Yeah.
of course, organization is very very good, like as always.
Thank you, Vladimir, and thank you for joining us. We're always happy to see you after you win some good games like this. So make sure to stop by. You know where we are right now,
Okay.
right next door. And basically, anytime you win a good game, or even if you want to stop by after a draw or something, you're welcome. And we'll let you get some rest. The next game is at 4:30 p.m. in
Okay.
3 hours, and get some lunch. And we wish you good luck
Thank you. Thank
in
you
the
for
upcoming
having me
rounds.
here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. And this was Grandmaster Belarus winning a very nice game, very smooth game against Max Gadaljevic. So, yeah, we got some results coming in, guys. We have a win by Grandmaster Belarus, and now we're going to see some more results, perhaps. We have... Ooh, wait a minute. Josiah decided to sacrifice. Josiah decided to sacrifice here. So let's see. Yeah, he decided to sacrifice. So we have to see here, guys. B3 was just played, and after a long think, actually, after a very long think, this was played, but I'm not sure I understand. Take, knight d6. Now threatening this move. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if I quite like this. Knight d6 is coming up. Yeah, so yeah, I think perhaps Alex Katz is getting some chances now if it takes 94. It's some really complicated line. Bishop here, check. Takes, rook takes a2. And there's c4. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure how is this gonna work, but it looks like perhaps maybe Josiah missed something. Okay, so this is a game of Ostrovsky. Exchange has occurred. Okay, so c3 and tough position. Rook g6 needs to be played. Pin it to win it. And again, Ostrovsky is playing with 50 seconds on the clock, so he's basically playing on an increment, okay? So, yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and You know, if you have some comments, please let me know. We'll be happy to answer. We just had a good interview with Grandmaster Bellows, and we'll have more interviews coming up as we have results coming in soon. I think we're going to have more and more results. So again, still 3 games remaining in the GM section. Lots of maneuvering in this game. Most likely it's probably going to be a draw. And Ostrovsky game is unclear. And let's take a look at the IM section here to see what developments we have there. So round 2. Ooh, looks like Joshua Schenk is doing really, really well now in this game against Mike Zalozny. We left off around here. So he tried to activate rook. Now 94 could be a good option. 94 is actually very good because it's hitting the bishop and also threatening 96 to pick up material. So yeah, looks like Josh Schenk is going to be getting his second win in this game. Let's see what's going on in this game. In Zoe game, okay, Queen C6 was played, Queen B3. And okay, bishop takes G3 is a possibility. Basically winning a pawn here at least. Advantage for Erdene. Advantage for Erdene, and Chiron is just winning now. 94 play, threatening check and take this guy. If like E6 is played, then perhaps just 96. And G4 is another option. And here just simply check. Yeah, knight maneuver to C5 is going to be simply devastating. So expect to see Chiron winning this too and getting 2 out of 2. And let's see the position of the Yim. We already had Alex Heyman won a very nice game early on, and this is the game of Yim with the white pieces against Odandu. And so looks like rook f6, and now b3 preparing a break. Queen f7. Now just rook e3 is just gonna do it here. Rook e3, everything is defended, threatening queen b6. You play rook f4, takes, queen b8 check. If you go here, then simply queen d8 and take here. That's gonna do it. If you go queen here, queen b2, rook e6. Okay, so yeah, just gonna do this and basically take on e7. Okay, still complicated, but looks like good chances here for Yim. He can also play this more slowly, maybe play the move perhaps a4, but you know, queen f7, rook f4 idea is gonna come to try to liquidate the rooks. Yeah, we expect Joshua Schenk to win this. Oh, wait a minute, what happened here? So piece sacrifice has been occurred. This 94 is a nice move here because it looks like you can take twice, but at the end of that line, you're simply losing to a back rank checkmate here. So that doesn't quite work either. And yeah, here just completely winning. So we should have Josh here shortly, I think. And yeah, other games are still going. Advantage for. Wait a minute. Did he just blunder? Are we seeing a blunder here? Oh, he blundered bishop f6. Zoe has a chance now. Threatening mate takes knight c5. She's back in business after this move. Wow, that's a blunder. That's just a stone cold blunder here, guys. Queen c6 should have been played first, hitting the knight, and then only then picking up the pawn. And if e5, just you even have like a knight e4 you can go to, or you can even take here. Takes, rook takes, but looks like just a blunder. And now knight c5, and Zoe could maybe turn this thing around and win. And yeah, this is just losing now. Bishop f6. Just simply check, take. It should be no big issues here. And just put the knight in here and start pushing the pawn. Yeah, just coming in. Yeah, it's just gonna be a win. Yeah, so rook e3 played. So the question is now, what is black gonna play? Black have to play rook f4, in my opinion. Have to try to get that rook active, otherwise it's just gonna be difficult. So rook f4 needs to be played in this position. So advantage for Yim, possibly. You know, guys, we could have 5 decisive games again in the IM section, and that would be 100% decisive result score. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So, and it could be all 5 wins. We have already 1 win. It looks like the other boards, white is doing extremely well. So we'll see. Yeah, now bishop g5 is a move. He plays rook b4, attacking the queen. Yeah, it's just completely lost here for Mike Zelozny here. Yeah, it's a very, very, very tough position here. Queen comes in, and maybe when king g2 could be played. You know, just to keep things safe. So yeah, this is again some accuracy is still required, but should be. You know, I like this move knight c6 better than just start pushing, because it takes away all the bishop squares. The knight on c6 is essentially cutting him off. Yeah, queen f4 played. Yeah, I mean, I have to try to get some counterplay going with this. So. Bishop e5. Okay, b5. Now attack and getting ready to push. Push. 96 and push, push. Absolutely. Yeah, this should be a win for Kyron Griffith. Yeah, so looks like that was a blunder, and now Zoe has a chance. Yeah, Erdogan just completely missed this. And now AB attack, threatening also rook f6. Only move here because rook f6 now queen g3, but now you have the move queen d3. And now you're threatening to take, you're threatening check. Yeah, now still have to convert this position, but again, very good chances. And again, from being a very tough position now to winning, that's a good chance. Alright guys, I'm going to take a short break here, and when I come back I will have probably a special guest for an interview. We're getting closer to the end of this round, okay? See you shortly. We are back after the break, and we have a special guest, Grandmaster Joshua Sheng, who won his second game against Mike Zalozhny. We spent a lot of time analyzing this game, and it's a very nice game. Positional exchange sacrifice, and then let's take a look.
All right. Yeah, so I decided to go for the G3 on move 1 because I noticed that he really likes to play B6.
B6.
Very early, so
Oh, he likes to fianchetto this bishop.
yes.
Okay. And was this a surprise or?
Yeah, I've never seen this before, but
Okay.
it's similar to accelerated dragon line, but with
Sure.
the knight would already on F6.
Exactly. So now it looked very nice for you.
Yeah, so I noticed
There's also
that,
move knight c2 here. Sometimes they play, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I noticed that in the position with knight c2, if black were to play c6 there, you would actually have a theoretical position, but up a tempo for white.
Yes.
This position occurs very commonly with black to move.
Exactly.
But I thought that black might be able to benefit from not
Knight
playing
c6
c6,
or
so maybe
something,
like
yeah.
bishop f5
Yeah.
or something like that. So I
So-
thought this was an interesting idea.
Castle. So it looks like maybe okay. Immediate d4 might have been a little bit more precise in a sense that he can't really take because bishop f4. This looks. Did
Oh,
you
I guess-
consider this move?
I think I didn't think this was that good for me. For some reason, it looks pretty good. I guess if I win c7, it's yeah. So
I don't think he
takes-
can do this because
Ooh. Yeah.
this looks very strong.
Yeah.
So, and if he does not take, that makes a difference because now you have bishop f4
Right.
hitting on c7, and then you have this knight d6. Then I think this is a very nice advantage
Yeah,
for you.
absolutely.
So, yeah, perhaps this castle looks good, but perhaps this one moment here,
Yeah. So
And
here I
here-
didn't realize he could play bishop h3.
bishop h3 or immediate maybe, perhaps even take was possible. No, take, get rid of this knight c4 idea, and then go bishop h3, and some knight g4 ideas maybe some point. It looks like you're a little bit better here anyway.
Yeah,
here.
I wasn't that scared of him
Queen
taking
c2.
because I would always be able to play like rook b1 or
Yeah, yeah.
something. But yeah.
But he played bishop a3, and here, tell us, Josh, what happened here? How did you decide that this is the time to give up the exchange? Because you
So-
have other options, obviously, right? You can play knight c4, let's say.
Yeah, so I basically I didn't really like my position at this point. I saw that like so I don't think I can get immediately checkmated by this Grand Prix with bishop h3 knight g4 because I can always play f3 and take the knight first. So I don't think I can really get checkmated, but I just didn't really like my position. I thought that the knight on a3 is very bad. I thought black is just going to castle long, and the black pieces coordinate pretty well, whereas I'm not sure what my plan would be. So I thought it felt a little bit strange. So then I decided that if I take an e4, I don't think that white is better after knight takes e4 or anything like that. I thought that I was probably still be a little bit worse in the game, but I think that black has to be a bit careful here, and there's definitely possibility for black to fall into a passive position, like what happened.
Yeah, he played a little bit passively. Yeah, looks like this was maybe okay.
Yeah, and I think bishop f6 was wrong, because I think that black should be in a position to meet bishop d2 with something like bishop b4. I thought that would always be really annoying.
Yeah, this went off
Yeah,
a little bit.
but now the knight comes to a5, and then white is going to have a great position. And here I was pretty sure I was going to win eventually.
Yeah, now b5 is coming. No, this was very smooth sailing after this.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time looking at this game, and yeah, a very logical play, and perhaps h4, but I don't know. I
Just
guess
bishop h6,
you
I didn't think it
bishop
did much.
h6, yeah. And now we take,
Yeah, I thought this was good. Yeah, and some tactics at the end.
then knight d6 is
Knight
coming,
d6.
yeah. Rook b7, rook b7 doesn't work. The background, it's just nothing really works for him, and I
No,
think you
and a
trap the
funny-
queen at the
funny
end,
queen
right?
trap, yes. Knight d5, knight f4.
Wow, fantastic game, Josh. Excellent. Okay, very nice game today. If you don't mind, we'll take a few more minutes of your time. We'll take a look at the round 1 game. We didn't
Okay.
get a chance to interview you. We
Sure.
want to interview all the winners. So this was round 1 game. You were playing Hyman, right?
Yes.
So let's see, which game is this?
I think you're on round 2.
Round 1. Yeah, this game. This is Alexander Hyman, and brother of Mark Hyman
Yes.
and and twin brother.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
very similar.
I interviewed him today and I got to know him a little bit. He told me. So let's take a look at this game because you had a very nice advantage out of the opening French defense weapons. You know, my favorite opening as well. And
I'm not a big fan of this bishop d3 move for white.
yeah, but they play it. Yeah, a lot of people play it. I don't know why
Bishop
they
f3 is a bit silly, no?
yeah. So right away you got a really good position. You got the two bishops here. I don't know if this was. I guess he has to take with a knight here, right?
Yeah,
to
but
just
then the knight
keep
goes
the
to e5
balance.
through
Knight,
d7.
yeah, I've seen knight d7, knight e5.
Right.
It's just at least the balance here. But here he can't even keep the balance because now you got this in. Knight d2 was a poor choice apparently. Bishop f4 needs to be played, and then you hit him with knight d5, and here it's you went for a knight e3, which looks very tempting, right? Did you had considered the move knight b4 to go for more, you know, like you realize you're maybe a little bit better here, but this could be more, right? You hit him here.
I think that I spent most of my time on the move considering bishop f6 because white is forced to play rook ae1 there, and I thought that looked so stupid that there's no way that it's good for white. But I think that it's fine. So I probably spent like a very long time considering what to do on there. So then I decided to just because I knew I'd be slightly better if I took the bishop, so I just did that. So I guess I didn't really spend that much time on this. But yeah, this is very good.
And then c5. Cement this and get that bishop into the game. I think he's having very serious problems now with bishop b7 and lots of threats, knights jumping in. Yeah, it's good coordination you have also.
Yeah, I saw a lot of ways to get this type of structure with a knight on f6, and I didn't think it was that strong because I thought white would just play f3 or something against the bishop. But with knight on b4, it's totally different.
Big difference, yeah. So and then the only thing I wanted to mention, there was one more moment in the game where this is, I guess, it's not so clear. Yeah, it does. Maybe you don't have that much advantage here. He played actually. He played fine here.
Knight g3 like destroys me or something. I looked at this last night, but I don't understand it at all.
Wow, knight g3. Wow.
Yeah.
Some very deep idea. What is the idea, knight g3?
I still have no idea.
So he's just gonna take and. Okay, let's say h6. Ah, Josh. Okay. Ah, now we see the problem.
I see.
It destroys it rook and. Okay, can we run? Can we run back? Ah.
Okay.
And this apparently even this is
plus 4. I guess I can't move the queen back, huh?
Ay. Wow, queen c7, knight f6. Okay, this is too deep. Okay, this is knight g3, knight f4. Okay, the last moment for he played here immediately, but he apparently has this queen f3 trick to keep the balance, you know, with knight d5 coming up. This was the one moment. Just wanted to see if you maybe saw this queen f3 trick, because after this you're just winning.
Yeah.
So, but queen f3, he hits the rook, so essentially it forces you to make a move like rook e8, rook d8. So let's say rook e8, knight d5. He comes in, hitting the bishop, and queen b1 is met by rook d1. So timing works okay for him. And now he takes, get into this endgame where he's.
I think it's fairly equal.
Yeah. G5 and you're not in any trouble here.
Lose that.
So
but
anyway,
yeah, I didn't see that. I think.
Yeah, this was a good moment. After that, you just took over the game and.
Yeah, there are still some tricks I missed. Bishop c8 was a hard move, I think.
Yeah, that was a great move. Bishop c8 and rook e5. He's basically throwing everything.
I think f6 is
kitchen sink.
Not precise.
And
I missed this move, queen d6.
Still, there is a fight here. It's amazing.
Yeah, I should just take on b3 and take on c4. I don't know. I got too greedy. I think.
Just take those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to convert this. Not so difficult, but
with low time, it's harder.
e5, queen e5, queen c5 is okay too, apparently.
Yeah. I saw that, but I thought that this was thought that this seemed safer. But he had knight b7 is a very nice move. Now I'm a bit lucky that I still win.
Now you move by move, yeah. Here.
Yes. a6 because the
Very
back
important
rank is
move. Yeah.
problematic.
Wow, very nice. Well, congratulations, Josh. Great start. And you're definitely a very strong player to play in the IM section, but you've played, I think, one or two more before the 1000 GM tournaments, correct?
Yes, I played in the GM section in Los Angeles.
Los
2 months
Angeles
ago.
tournament. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live now, and do you go to school, or what are you doing these days?
So I currently live in Sunnyvale, so very close to here.
Very close to here. Okay.
Yeah. I finished school early last year. So nowadays I'm just doing various work stuff, a lot of chess teaching.
So you
actually.
graduated college?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you graduated college, or you got your degree?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, and now you're basically working?
Yeah, I do a bunch of weird stuff, but mostly for now, it's chess related.
Chess related?
Yes,
Like
yes.
some teaching, maybe?
Yeah, a lot of teaching.
Good, good,
Working on a
good.
chessable course, doing.
Very
couple
good,
things.
very good. Well, thank you, Josh, and we're glad to see you playing this tournament. How do you like so far the conditions, the playing venue, the hotel? How do you like the organization of the tournament?
Yeah, I think everything's very good so far. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how everything is.
Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you for joining us. Please come see us again when you win another good game. I will be here conducting the live commentary and interviews, and we're glad to have you here again on the show. And we're gonna let you get some rest and get ready for your next game, which is at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank
and
you.
Yep. So yeah, we're getting closer, wrapping up the show, guys. We had another great interview with Grandmaster Joshua Schenk, and we are basically at the very end of this round. We're about to, I think, Grandmaster, we're gonna have Kyron Griffith joining us, and that's probably gonna be our last interview for today, for this round, before we close the show. Looks like he has won his game against Austin May. The other two games are still remaining. Gunball Adandu, and this position is getting more complicated, but looks like it's just going to be a draw at the end. Yep, draw has been agreed in a gunball game, and this was an advantage for Yim for the most of the game, but he didn't manage to quite convert this. And here we have exchange up position for Zoe Tang. She's trying to convert this, but it's not gonna be so easy. It's still a fight in this position. So let's see. So let's take a look now. Yeah, this position, rook d1, queen c5 perhaps, takes, take. If the queens come off the board, immediately white wins. If these pawns are off the board, the chances for a draw are very likely. Still, there is a chance here for Edene to try to save this position. Still a chance, but it's not so easy. Let's switch back to the GM section for a second, guys, to see what development we have in the GM section. We saw that Belarus won, and we saw early draw by Cordova. And looks like some pressure here from Mark Hyman. He managed to get this g4 in. He was preparing this for a while, and he got that in, and now knight d4 comes in. Some nice pressure here. Question is, can he convert? So this game will be a draw. This just rook goes to a1. This is a Ostrovsky game against Harshit. Harshit won the first game, and let's see what Josiah is doing. Josiah is fighting. He's down exchange, but yeah, he's down exchange, but some chances, or no, it's just down exchange and a pawn. Oh, it's exchange and a pawn, so it's a very likely not really too many chances here in this position for him. Yeah, So we will see if we can get maybe Kyron to join us. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a very excellent, a very exciting round, guys. Lots of exciting chess here. So 2 games remaining in the GM section, and looks like just 1 in the IM section here. So knight d4, lots of pressure here, and the question is how to break this position. It's clear that there's only one player who is dominating here. It's black, and now trying to bring the bishop to h6 here. Yeah, bishop h6, putting some pressure and trying to get this knight to come in on f3. So that will be very, very good, and put pressure. All right. Okay, guys, let me go see if I can get our last interview with Kyron. He's got 2 wins, so it'd be nice to get his perspective of the tournament. I'll be back shortly, and I think that will be our last interview for this round, okay? All right, I'll be back soon. Okay, we are back, guys, and we have a special guest here. He didn't win this round, guys. He had a tough game. We spent a lot of time looking at your game in this round as well, but we're gonna talk about your game from the round 1. We have Austin May with us, and let's take a look at your game. Let's see here.
I think that one was mine, but like
this is your game, right?
No, I think they put the name wrong. I think I was actually board 5, but like.
Oh yes. This is your game. Okay, all right. Welcome to the show, Austin. And let's take a look at the game, the round number 1 game against Zoe Tang. All right. So I watched this game. Yeah. So you start off with e4, and we have some Sicilian defense. You guys both moving fast, so I think both of you are familiar with this. I'm even a little bit familiar with this. I don't play usually e4. So knight is coming to c4. I like how you managed to put a grip on this side of the board, So is this still in a prep, or you just
after knight f6 I was on my own. The main move is supposed to be e4. I think it was played in the World Championship.
Magnus had a game like this, right?
Yeah. It was e4, and then it was like castles knight e5, knight b6, and that was Caruana Carlsen.
Caruana Carlsen. Yeah, I remember that. Because this, you got a very nice grip here. I really like how you did this, and of course you're not giving the bishop away. Rook a3. Now you're pushing the pieces back. Wow, this is already winning for you.
I thought it was already winning after like this bishop d7 e8, because I thought there's no way that plan can be.
Too slow, yeah?
Yeah,
I think Zoe, maybe she just didn't realize she had to just go for this active play, because positionally you have such a strong bind on the position here, that you just trade. Now you just loosen up a little bit there, and just c6. Now this is great positional play. Look at that, pick up that pawn too. She's trying to get some counterplay. Of course, if the queens come off the board, it's completely lost. So you closed it.
Yeah, once she let the bishop get there, then she really should have tried e4, I think. But after this,
this is just over. And and you had no problem converting the rook endgame, of course.
Yeah, I had to be a little bit careful about those pawns, but it turns out they don't go anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. F2, king F2, the rook cannot move either. Very nice win here. Very nice opening play, Austin. And good start of the tournament. You had a tough game today against Kyron. I want to ask you a question about that game because I spent a lot of time looking at that game today, and I thought you were absolutely fine out of the opening. But one decision was just a little puzzling me. So this is fine. This move e5 it looks like you spent quite some time here, right?
Yeah.
So far you knew this, it looked like, and you played this on your own. Why not this a6? Because he has spent so much time moving these pieces around. I mean, were you afraid of anything here?
I thought he was gonna trade, right?
Okay.
And then takes, queen takes, and then I have to take with the king, right? Really, I can take with the
Why not this way?
because I thought I wouldn't be able to play e6.
Well,
and then my
castle first.
bishop e3 or something, and then
No, I just want to go here. Trade, knight c4. You really want to get the e4 in, I guess. So I guess something like this you were a bit concerned of, eh?
yeah, I thought knight c4 and stuff wouldn't work without the bishop being out,
Out.
because e6 I have to sacrifice the pawn structure there.
But yeah, I guess this optically this looks bad. I guess you should be okay though. Yeah.
Yeah, but it
You
definitely
can play
doesn't.
like this, and shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I see. So you gained that weakness though. That was the problem.
I was actually hoping that he wouldn't take the bishop on d7 because my idea was actually let's say you play knight f3. It looks like a normal move, right?
Yeah.
My idea is c6. And then the bishop has to go to d3, and then b5. Queen goes to b3. Queen d4, I thought I had queen b6, and then I threatened bishop c5.
But even this is a little bit
Yeah.
too many weaknesses, you know.
I didn't see queen d4 though. I only saw
That's a
queen
clever
d3.
move. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, this was a tough one. Yeah, after that it became unpleasant. Yeah, but I was surprised. You know, I thought you shouldn't lose this position with the correct play, and then I saw a few more moves. I guess maybe here, and there was one move that just knight g4 move apparently really ruined the position. You know.
Well, it seems like my position was kind of already sketchy before then.
Yeah. Well, I guess knight c4. Knight c4. You don't like knight a4 or?
Yeah, knight c4. I always thought.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the knight c4 doesn't look like it threatens anything.
Yeah.
And then so knight g5 doesn't work immediately because I lose f2 pawn. But
Yeah.
something like knight a4 would be kind of annoying because
Sure.
I guess I would have to play bishop to d6.
Yeah.
But then pawn not hanging anymore, and then
Sure. No, it was just surprising because I was looking at some other games, then I switched to this game. I really thought this was not a big deal here, you know. I thought you play bishop d6. I mean, why should you lose this position? Just one weakness, you know. But a couple of moves, and looks like one or two small slips, you know, and it became like +3, +4. I was like, yeah, this is already just lost. You're gonna have to lose a pawn here somehow. And you try hard to create some chances, but I think at the end he was accurate with this.
yeah, I don't think there was any chances in the endgame, right? It should have been winning for him all the way through.
Oh, you mean like? No, I didn't see. I think this king d5 was maybe not the best move. Knight c6 was more accurate, but this was still accurate enough in the sense that he gets this position, and there is no way to hold this. Yeah, he brings the knight to h3.
Yeah, knight goes to h3, and then
This is the problem. Yeah.
yeah, that was basically the last trick. Like if king
King
f5, then h3.
h3 and g3 h2. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Austin. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and how old are you?
I'm from San Francisco.
San Francisco. So you're local.
Yeah, local.
Yes, local. And how old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
17 years old. Excellent. Do you have any IM norms?
I got really close one time, but I have none right now.
No IM. But your rating is quite up there, right? You're 23. Let's see. No,
I
22.
used to be 23, but then I had one bad tournament.
One
I
tournament,
lost.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, all right, very good. And how do you like the organization so far? You like the playing venue? Everything is
Yeah.
okay? The conditions?
I think it's very good.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Please come see me here. I'll be here doing the commentary throughout the whole week. So if you win a game, especially, come here so you can show us your moves and explain the ideas. Thank you, and thank you for joining us, and get some rest, and good luck in the remaining 7 rounds.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. There we go, guys. We had Austin here joining us, and we're gonna wrap up the show here. We're only like 2 games remaining, and those games probably gonna drag on for a while. We have Zoe Tang trying to win against Erdene, and she's got some serious chances. And the other game that remaining in the GM section is we have Ostrovsky Drew, and I think it's Mark Heinemann game. He is trying hard to win this game, and looks like Alex Scott's game is still going. But yeah, we're gonna close the show now. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll be back in exactly 2 hours. Okay, we'll be back in exactly 2 hours for round 3 coverage of the Bay Area GM and IM Norm tournament organized by 1000 GM. This is Grandmaster Var Akobian, and thank you very much for spending your time with me, and we'll see you in exactly 2 hours. Have a good one. Bye bye.